Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Renew. I have missed you guys so much and I've missed doing this so much, and I'm really excited about today's episode. I know I haven't been super consistent. It's probably because I record when I genuinely feel it, and I know that's not like good enough. Like, an artist cannot depend on motivation or inspiration for creativity. It has to become a process, and this is my first step in making that a process again. Today's episode, we're going to discuss how to actually deal with comparison in a way where you know how to tackle and navigate that situation better. Being a full-time content creator, it's very natural to be in the space where you tend to compare yourself with other people, and I have done that, especially while growing up. But since like a year, it had completely stopped and reduced, and I had become really good at really not caring about the wins or successes of other people in a way where it's affecting me or making me feel negative about myself. But I noticed that a few months ago, this started again, and with people who are really close in my life, I started getting jealous, or I would compare them, and I would feel really shitty about it because it's not an emotion that you want to feel. I would also judge myself for having these feelings because it just made me feel like I have made no progress in my self-love and healing journey. And why am I feeling like this? And I realized that even though I think it's my fault that I allowed it to affect me, but when I traced it back and journaled upon the source of this comparison, I realized that of course it was external. Some people in my life whose validation I was chasing would approve and validate other people in front of me, which led me to put this other person on a pedestal. This started affecting my relationship with that person. Having realized where I was going wrong, I wanted to, confront this issue head on. And since then, I've been working on it. I have journaled a lot, and I've realized these few things that help me deal with comparison. And notice why I'm saying deal and not stop comparison, because I feel like it's a process and it's extremely human to get thoughts of comparing yourself when you see them succeed, or when somebody else, even if it's an external opinion being thrown upon you, when somebody else is comparing you, it's very natural for you to ruminate in those thoughts, right? And I feel like you should really not judge yourself for it. You should realize and observe without attaching yourself to it. Like, just because I'm experiencing jealousy, does that make me a jealous or insecure person? No, it is an emotion that I'm experiencing. If I start taking actions based on that emotion, that is when I'm letting that emotion take control over me. So I feel like separating that and not identifying with it, but realizing and acknowledging the emotion that you're experiencing, and also having some self-compassion and realizing that it's extremely normal for everyone to get these thoughts. Everybody gets these thoughts, and you don't have to judge yourself or be so hard on yourself for feeling it, which is what I was doing, and which is what was messing with my hair all the more, because then you try to protect something, even if it's your identity, right? And the more you try to hold sand, the more it's gonna slip away from your fingers. You need to learn how to deal with comparison so that over time it just becomes like an automated response from us, and we give it lesser and lesser attention every time it creeps up, because we know how to deal with it and how to rationalize those negative thoughts in our head. Like I've said before in one of my Q&A videos, comparison is always externally triggered. Growing up, or by your partners, or by your teachers, if you were compared as a child, it's very natural for you to have that mentality and to constantly trying to prove your worth. And it's almost like you don't want to perform, but you want to outperform others. You know what I mean? Just because you feel like that validates your sense of worth, and that is giving you the validation that you probably did not receive as a kid, and then you start seeking it in other atmospheres. But you need to realize that if you truly love someone, when you're actually existing happily, comparison is not really an emotion that seeps up at all, because at least to me, it's never come to me naturally. You need to be careful about the people that you surround yourself with. You are actually really irrelevant. For us to compare ourselves with others and think about that and ruminate and linger in our insecurities is just giving ourselves so much unnecessary importance, while not realizing that we are literally a speck of dust in this massive universe with possible other realities. One of the biggest reasons for jealousy and for comparing yourself to others, especially the people in your life, is perfectionism and the fear of it. Perfectionism is nothing but the fear of being imperfect. When you hesitate too much to release a new piece of work, when you wonder too much, or dwell too much on trying to look a certain way, trying to be perceived in a certain way, it's actually just stemming from insecurity of not being acceptance of who you are within yourself. I realized that more than my need to be perfect, it was my fear of being perceived as imperfect was rooted so deeply within myself that it was seeping into everything, especially my work. I have never felt better about myself because of getting certain views or likes or engagement, but I feel better in the sense that I can achieve this. So it's not your validation, like you saying that I look pretty or whatever, that is, getting me going, but more than the fact that I'm generating that amount of engagement, which is makes me productive, which is, making me more money or whatever. And like that was linked to my self-worth. I realized that that was the root cause of so many of my problems. Like if I am not being productive, it makes me go crazy. And that's because I start thinking lesser of myself. If I waste too much time, like if I'm just enjoying and chilling without any justification, I can't enjoy, I can't simply be. If I'm reading a book, a fictional book that is literally not helping me in any way, right? And if I read too many books, then I start feeling super unproductive because I feel like, why am I wasting my time? I should be using this to do other shit, blah blah blah. There's so much that you can be doing. Somebody else's win is not your loss. You need to realize that. After you journal and you figure out what your insecurity is, once you label your insecurity, every time you feel it again, right? Like every time I'm in a situation where I feel insecurity, when I don't feel good enough, pretty enough, successful enough, whatever it is, I would know that, oh, this is my fear of perfectionism. And because I know it, and because I've labeled it in a healthy way, where I realize where it's coming from, and I'm not opposed to having the emotion of it because I understand it, I could just observe it, I could let it pass. I don't have to let it take over and make me anxious and go into the cycle and get identified with it. I feel like just having that awareness after you label your insecurity is really helpful in like segregating your rational thoughts with your emotional ones. Another biggest reason why you tend to compare yourself is because you're not grateful. What it essentially means is that you are spending more time thinking about what you don't have and what others have instead of being grateful and feeling the abundance that is already present in your life. And I can say that for a fact that no matter in what situation you are, how bad it is, there will be things that you're grateful for, which are things that are literally a privilege for people, like for other people who might have much lesser than you, and for you to not realize and value what you have and to instead rot in your scarcity and lack mindset it's not really helping. It's of no use to you because it's not helping you manifest, that's for sure. It's not gonna get you out of your present situation. So it's important for you to realize this right now and work on it. And one of the reasons why you do it is because you take yourself too seriously. I remember Oscar Wilde once said that some things are too important to be taken seriously. You need to realize that you're kind of irrelevant and it's not that deep. I understand the irony in what I'm about to say, but the biggest shift in getting out of this comparing mindset is to shift from me to we. You need to change the narrative. Why aren't you seeing the wins of other people in your life and even strangers as your own wins? Why is your mindset me versus the world versus everybody else? Why do you think there is not enough abundance in this world for you all to succeed, for you all to win? And honestly, you can look at this in any industry. Look at Bollywood, for example. There is space for Shah Rukh Khan, there's space for Salman Khan, there's space for Ranveer Singh, there's space for Ranveer Kapoor, there's even space for Shahid Kapoor. Not everybody is doing as many movies as Akshay Kumar, but there's a space for him as well. He is quantity and that's working for him. Some people are quality and that's working for them. Literally, they all have an audience. They all have their own who are aligning with them. So if there is a space for multiple people to thrive at once, why aren't you thinking like that? You need to start practicing, and this is something that I've started doing, which I think is very helpful, is to start practicing to be happy for other successes and wins. Because I think, first of all, it's a really attractive trait when somebody is genuinely happy for other, and it's got no like personal agenda behind it, no motives, right? Like you're genuinely happy whether you know them or not. Like for example, recently, one of my friends, I remember 2-3 years ago, she was just working for like a fashion brand. We were working together and she told me, she wants to start modeling. She started like clicking, doing test shoots and stuff like that. And she was with one agency, then it didn't work out, then she shifted to other agency. And now she's getting signed by Feet, which is one of the best agencies in Bombay right now. When she told me that, I was genuinely so happy for her because I was so proud of her. I have seen her growth and it just, I can't explain it. Like I have wanted to model, okay, for a while. And even though I was never successful at modeling, her win did not feel like a loss to me, and I was genuinely happy for it, and I was so proud of her, and I know she deserves it. It just enhances your community feeling, which results in like more oxytocin in your brain, and like it makes you happier. Does that make sense? Like genuinely being happy for others' successes and wins. Now when I see someone do well, okay, on Instagram, instead of comparing myself and feeling like shit about myself or feeling like a failure, which I used to do, I'm just like, wow, you deserve it. I literally say this to myself every time I see somebody else win, when I see somebody else work with like my dream brand, when I see anybody else being successful, even, you know, if they're in a successful relationship, whatever it is, whatever that you feel like you're insecure about, I'm very touchy about my work, so that's what would trigger me. Now I'm like, you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. Instead of feeling like, why don't I have this? The focus is shifted to, I'm so happy for you, good for you, you deserve it. And this is just attracting positive and good energy for you. And I think at the end of the day, everything is energy, and I'm going to tell you why. When you focus on somebody else and your brain immediately goes and compares yourself on things that you don't have, and you ruminate in that, you're essentially you start like chasing these things that probably aren't even meant for you just because you see somebody else do well, right? And we know that chasing has never led to any good. Like chasing is literally the opposite of getting what you want. I wanted to shoot some Halloween content, and it was super last minute because I was feeling emotionally quite blocked. I was not feeling very energetic, but I ordered like a wig anyway for it, and I was sourcing clothes because I was like, I'll just do it when the time comes. And now I'm discussing it with the photographer who's been really wanting to work with me. We discuss it at length, and I don't have a very solid concept because I'm open to like experimentation. And he probably, like, after seeing my fit and my concept, everything, he just stops replying to me, and he doesn't want to work with me on this basically. And I'm just like, okay, now what do I do? Because I already sourced the outfits, and then I speak to a few other photographers, and then it does not work out with them. And now I'm really stressing. I'm like, how am I going to get these shoots done? Because I have that pressure that I really want to put out Halloween content. You know, my concepts are so good, I want to do them, but I'm also like not emotionally there when I'm feeling like I want to do it. I don't have a team, so if I do it like myself, or if I get my mom to click pictures, it won't be as good enough. So I'm just like feeling anxious and just like shitty and irritated with this whole situation. And then, you know, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I get up in the morning the next day and I'm like, you know what, I don't care. I know it's going to work out, and I really don't care how it goes. I'm just going to enjoy the act of shooting because I'm actually very passionate about these concepts. I think they're amazing ideas and I want to do them. And I'm sure something will happen, but I was so detached about it, like, because I was sick of caring, and then it just like came to me. I was like, fuck this. And very casually I texted this other girl, you know, like, I'm doing this, would you be interested? And she is so talented. Like, she would have been my first option. She just never occurred to me to shoot these things. And she was like, yeah, I'm down. And it's because I was so detached. We did it, and we did the shoots yesterday, and it went so well, and it was so much fun. And now I have a new friend. It's made me closer to her. And I just feel like everything's actually working out in your best interest. And detachment helped me bring that. And like, you know, when I just let go of like chasing, and I was like, it's just gonna work out. I don't have to, you know, like stress about it so much, because I had faith in the universe. Like, I actually dead ass had so much faith in the universe. And what my whole point was is that everything is energy. So when you shift your energy from lack to abundance and positivity and love, which is the most important point here, is when you can actually generate and attract the things that are meant for you, good for you, and will bring you joy and growth. I want you to be very passionately, be happy and supportive of other people's successes and growths, so much so till like you rewire your brain and you cannot identify with that person who's not happy with other people's successes. Because I think at the end of the day, you need to realize that if something is meant for you, nobody can take it away from you. Like, there is no way that if something is meant for you, you can lose it. Because if something is taken away from you, or if it's not coming to you, it's most definitely not for you, and the universe is either protecting you or preparing you till you're ready for it. So you need to show some patience. It's like that quote, you know, like, the universe always has only 3 answers. Yes, not now, I have something better in store for you. That's it. And when I truly believe and embody that energy, my life shifts and everything starts working out pillar by pillar. Also, when like you're journaling and you're doing your shadow work, you need to realize, and when you feel the emotion, you need to understand that, are you doubting yourself, or are you doubting your work or your insecurity? Because these are poles apart. One is tied to your worth. Like, if you're doubting yourself, if you think that I can't shoot good content, or this piece of content is not good, these are such 2 different things, and you cannot let your work define you in that sense. Envy is just a reminder of a trait, a quality of anything that you also want it. And I feel like wanting something is not bad. It's only when you think that for you to want it, the other person has to lose it is the issue. Because that's when you're not being abundant and you think that there is not enough in this world. The reason why you feel envious is because you're attracted to somebody and drawn to a trait, a quality, a way of life that somebody else has, because the future you probably already has it. That's the only reason. It's like a reminder for you that, oh my God, yeah, you should appreciate and acknowledge it in another person. You just should be like, wow, she's a divine goddess. And I love the way she carries herself. She does this, she does that, the way he earns money, whatever, you know, like his brain, his way of his patience, whatever it is. That's a trait that I admire and I would like to adopt and work on for myself, because I will get there, sure, maybe not today, but tomorrow. And this is a fact. Like, things might not come to you today because everybody is in their old timelines and you really don't know the amount of effort somebody else has put, you know, to get where they are. Whether you see it or not, you need to believe and trust in your own path and in your own timeline so much. The reason why envy seeps up is because you don't have faith in yourself. You think that this is something that you will not get. The most important thing is operating from a place of love for others, but also yourself. You need to realize and have faith and trust in yourself. And the fact that somebody else close to you already possesses this just indicates how close you are to attracting it. It's already present in a situation in your life and you need to see it as your win. Like, the moment you shift your identification from me to us being everybody in this world, I feel like it's so magical, because then you accept everything in your life as if it is being done for you. Like, God is working in your favor. And when you start looking at things like that, it becomes magical and everything will shift, because your perspective of the world will just drastically align with your reality. I also realized that, like, what somebody else was doing or not doing and what they had, what I think they had or I did not have, it's none of your business. Like, why do you have the time to, like, care about how well somebody else is doing? If that is bothering you, that means you're not doing enough. Like, why do you have the time to do that? And how does it concern you if somebody else is doing well? No, for real. What does that have to do with your life and where you're at in your life? And why do you think it affects you in the first place? Like, these are questions you need to think about to get to the bottom and root of the situation, so you understand why you're feeling this way. And once you know that, you'll be able to work your way up and rationalize and have that awareness every time you feel it. Lastly, the only thing I want to say is that if something is not coming for you, you know, if there is something that you want that you're not getting and you see somebody else getting, is it in your control? I feel like there's a chance that it's not in your control, and to live your life focusing on things outside your control and letting it affect you is a rather foolish way to live, because it makes no sense. Like, if you cannot control it, if it's external to you, right? Why would you waste your time thinking and dwelling on it? It's important to acknowledge your emotions and to work on it. But you also need to realize that if it's not in your control, if it's something that you can't change, you need to accept it and you need to work on and be grateful for the things that you have, because not everybody has everything. And acceptance of reality and how situation is and how the things are is also really important. Also, considering we're part of a generation that uses so much social media and is exposed to so much information and, you know, new beauty standard, new things every single day, I feel like if you cannot control your exposure and your usage of external information, you can increase your output of internal validation, internal affirmations, all of those things, and make it a part of your daily routine. So you just learn and you have that awareness with you in your head. So your brain naturally learns to rationalize every time you get a negative, you know, thought, and you can just replace it with a positive thought, and you can change your identity slowly with this. Starting to look at comparison and envy, just jealousy in terms of inspiration, you know, new knowledge about yourself and what you're drawn to, what you would like you're slowly constructing how your higher self will look, because that is also a process, right? You probably don't know her exactly, and if you like something in somebody else, if you want something, you need to start associating with your higher self that, oh, I have it. When you feel like you already have it in the future, you lose its value and that threat that you feel in the present that you can't have it or the lack of it, because you know that your future self already has it. So not only is that like a great trick to manifest, secondly, learning to ground yourself. You can try meditations for this. What I tend to do is that I'll imagine like a white light around me whenever I'm going to an event where I'll be surrounded by a lot of opinions, people, whatever it is, and I will imagine like the opinions coming but just bouncing off my light and like just dissolving, you know, like nothing bad coming out of it, but just like dissolving into the air, because this helps me protect and take in only what I want. Like I don't have to take in other people's insecurities, other people's limiting beliefs, their jealousy, their envy, their insecurity into myself and absorb it. No, I don't take on that energy, and I protect myself spiritually. And just by practicing this, you will see a shift, and you will see that you've become more stronger and grounded in what you believe in. Another thing that I do that I think is super fun is that if you're ever anxious about a situation, okay, or you have the pressure to perform, or you're just not feeling yourself, you visualize yourself having a lot of fun. And you can take inspiration from like your favorite movie characters or anybody that you admire for that reason, and you can take on like that energy and channel that and imagine that in visualization and think that you're projecting that energy and just like that you're having a good time. And most likely when that event happens or when you are in that place again, you will have a good time. Like at least in my experience, if I visualize something, it tends to come true to at least like 70-80% of what I've seen. And another great thing to do is to reframing your self-talk and your mind chatter that goes on in your head. You need to consciously, every time you're of anything negative that you say about yourself, if you're thinking negatively about yourself, if you're taking on to the insecurity of other people, whatever it is, when your silent head talk is going on, think about, why is my life so amazing? How is everything always working out for me? How am I so blessed? Like, let that be the base of every thought that you get. And like, this is a thing that comes with practice, but like if you start thinking like this, then you start looking at every situation in the way that I'm so blessed that I had to go down to get these errands so that I could get extra sunlight. Like, it's just happening naturally for me, and I'm getting my steps in done. That's because God and the universe wants me to get to my fitness goals this year. So it's just organically working out for me. Like something as small as that, right? Like, it's so silly, but it's so powerful, and it shifts the reason and the perspective on why you wouldn't want to do something to why you would want to do something. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching it. I hope you loved this episode. You guys can find me on my other socials. My Instagram is linked below. Definitely check that out, because I am driven to helping you look, dress and feel better. Love you.